Back with another Peg City Soundoff. Today we got MLMA award-winning cover band Suburban Funk Machine.
Yeah.
Awesome. Happy to have you on here. You're the second cover band on here. So I'm pretty
Sweet.
excited for that because I really respect the cover scene and the bands that are playing all the time. I wish I could do the same thing. So let's just get it started and tell us about the band. Tell us about yourselves.
Well, we are who we are. You guys want to tell them who you are? You go first.
You go.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm Deidre. I'm the lead singer of Suburban Funk Machine.
I'm Ryan. I'm the lead bassist of Suburban Funk Machine.
It's true. I'm James, the lead guitarist. This supports the lead bassist.
Stage.
Yeah, that's right.
Feels weird over here, actually.
It's so true. Yeah. So
Hey,
we got bass, guitar, and then singer. Jamie also does backup vocals. Ryan also does backup vocals, although sometimes he doesn't always have a mic. He just yells because
Just
that's
do
how it goes. And then in our band, we also have JJ on guitar. And Derek is our drummer. So yeah, 5-piece cover band in the city of Winnipeg.
Excellent. And how long have you been together for?
Oh boy.
Well, these two have been playing together longer than I've been in a band with them, but we started in 2019.
Right before
okay.
COVID.
2019, right before COVID. So I was auditioning for a bunch of different bands at the time, and I found an ad that JJ had posted. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll audition for this band. But at that time, they were known as $1,000 Truck. So I auditioned, and I remember going in and singing a bunch of different cover songs. And we also had a different drummer at the time. And JJ messaged me like immediately after and was like, yeah, we want you to join the band. And you guys weren't looking for a female, were you?
No, not. We're just auditioning people. And when she left, we all sort of looked at each other and said, should we like pretend that we're gonna wait, or should we just tell her that we?
Is this like dating?
Yeah.
Is this a dating show? Should we?
Is this like speed dating? Yeah. We called her right away.
Yeah, and then I joined, and then we had a couple of rehearsals, and then we had our first gig in, I think it was January 2020, I believe.
Yep.
When did I audition? I think I auditioned in like November, maybe of 2019.
December.
December. And then we had first gig at the Riverside, and it went really well. And then COVID shut everything down like immediately after. And we were kind of like, okay, well, what do we do? And so we started kind of practicing and then learning some other songs, and then we kind of decided, hey, like maybe we need to rebrand and do something different. So then thus Suburban Funk Machine was kind of born. And then I don't know, 2021, I think we went out and started gigging again, I believe.
Yeah.
Ish. I don't know. It's been like such a blur. It's been weird, like kind of starting a new-ish band like in the middle of a pandemic. Like being like, what are you doing? Who knows who you... Yeah, and then what happened last year? I don't even remember. Lost our drummer, and he quit, and then we auditioned Derek, and he came in 2023, and yeah, we've been kind of together ever since. So yeah.
Excellent. It's always interesting, and I'm glad that you guys have been together for so long, 2019, because it's always interesting talking to bands that have been together and have gone through the pandemic and how they handled it and what they did. A lot of people go to writing, and you guys sound like you just rebranded yourselves.
Yeah, it was interesting because we kind of figured like, okay, there's so many cover bands in the city, and like every one of them is amazing, and every one of them has their own kind of vibe. And our big thing was, hey, let's make this fun. Like, let's do something different. Let's put a spin on something and make us unique. And that's kind of what we found. So obviously we're always going to be a work in progress.
That's true.
But we always have fun. Yeah, that's our big main goal. These two, like, there's a reason why they're on the podcast with me, because they're just a riot. So yeah.
You know, I will kind of talk about your your shows here, but one thing I noticed, just kind of skimming through social media, it looks like it's high energy. It looks like a good time. I personally have not seen you before, and that's my own fault. I've known you've been playing places. Sometimes it's hard to get out, but I do plan on going to a show. It looks like a ton of fun. The people look like they're having a ton of fun. So maybe just kind of talk about the shows.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. You guys want to say anything about our shows?
Yeah, you're right with the high energy, and like everybody says, it's about connections with the people, right? It's about making those connections. So that's sort of what we do, and it's interactive with the audience, right? And yeah, we go out there and give her and put on a good show.
Have a good time.
We have a blast doing it too. So
we do. It's so much fun, and like I actually, when was it? It was a couple of weeks ago. We played at the Toad, or maybe it was a month ago we played at the Toad. Anyway, and this guy comes up to me and he's like, "You guys are so awesome. Like me and my friend, we come to a bunch of your shows when we're playing." And she's like, "But we don't come to see you. We come to see Ryan."
Yeah. Well,
and I was like, "I respect that."
Honestly, they come to see my shoes. So the guy she's talking about, I think he found shoes in
Minneapolis.
And so that was a funny story, but yeah, it's all about connections, right? And fun stuff like that.
For people who are confused, Ryan has very loud red shoes.
Yeah. With locks on them. So if like you were body surfing and somebody tried to steal them so they could throw it at like another member of the band, they can't do it. So literally, because it's got locks on it, which I lost the lock.
Yeah, he lost a lock. We played at the Pony Corral last month, and the waitress was like, "Oh, where'd this lock go?" And then we're like, "Isn't that from Ryan's shoes? I guess he can't lock."
It was in my gravy. No.
Yeah. No, usually when people come to see us at a show, the biggest feedback that I get is that we just vibe really well together. Like, you can tell that we're all friends, and you can tell that we all love playing together. And my whole philosophy is, if you don't love what you're doing, then what's the point, And that's the same in like my day-to-day life with my job. Like, music is my life. Like, I work in a personal care home. That's my full-time job. I'm a music therapist. I teach voice and piano lessons, and then I get to hang out with these weirdos on the weekends. So, and we all have an insane love for Fresca. We're just going to plug that real quick.
Yeah, right.
Unofficial sponsor of the show. We'll say that.
Yeah, official sponsor of the show.
Suburban Funk doesn't always drink Fresca. That's right. But when we do drink pop, we do drink Fresca.
Yeah.
Cool, refreshing taste.
The cool, refreshing taste of Fresca. That's right.
Matter of fact, pause. Go get yourself a Fresca.
He doesn't like it. Okay.
What is it?
It's grapefruit.
Grapefruit.
It's sugar-free. It's delicious. Anyway.
So truthfully, no, Ryan does not like Fresca.
Yeah, but we do. We like Fresca.
Didn't know it was grapefruit. I thought that was like a lemon.
Welcome to Suburban.
It's awesome. Woohoo!
Joel, do you have anything to say?
Well, you know what? I wanted to bring up something that happened on the weekend that I was very happy to donate to, and that was the Christmas musical mission.
Yeah.
And you were involved in that. I believe you were on shortly after 3:00.
We were,
that horrible day of driving, and there was a band that came from Kenora, I heard. That was fantastic.
They were can I plug them? Because they were amazing. They were called Electro Dynamo, and they did an amazing cover of You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch.
It was so good.
It was so good. Like, I've never heard, like, it was unreal. It was unbelievable.
They covered the Rod Stewart song too. Do you think of Sexy?
Oh yeah.
And they did a good job of that. As soon as they start playing, I was like, no way.
It was solid. Yeah.
But they're from Kenora, and this is a Winnipeg show, so
yeah.
What a lineup of bands, though.
You know what? Yeah. They do such a good job, and kudos to Josh and Holly, right? And what a lineup, and it's all for good cause. That they raise a lot of money. Like,
it was like over almost $8,000 they raised. I believe, it was amazing.
And it's nice to get everybody out, and music's a big community, and everybody supports each other, and it's nice to see everybody out there having fun and doing good.
Totally. Yeah, it was amazing. There was so many bands. We were there for so many so many of them. We stayed and watched quite a few, and it was the coolest part was being able to see people that have shows the same weekend you do, and you never get to see them, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, you exist and we exist. This is awesome. So that was really nice. And yeah, kudos to Josh and Holly from Holly Davidson for putting that together. This is our third year.
Yeah,
third or fourth.
Well,
we've been a part of this.
Well, we did before, yeah.
You guys did it before too.
Yeah, 2018, I think, was the first one. Yeah, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've done it. We're always happy to do it every year. It's amazing. It's a good way to give back to the community.
Yeah, it's just a fantastic event that was put on. I believe that was the fourth one. I believe
so. Yeah.
Because that shut down for.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, that's great. And you know, in the I don't know if you see the chat right now, but there's some people chiming in there, and one person says our music community rocks, and you know what, that's really that's a lot about this show. What we usually talk about too is just the community here and just the support, right? And obviously you were obviously part of it there on Sunday. You've seen all these bands come together and for a good cause, right? And you know, Holly and Josh, they put on quite an event, and you see a lot of stuff about it online. It's just fantastic. I love hearing about it, and then hearing that band came in from Kenora, like I couldn't imagine. I was in my band was recording in Neepawa on the weekend. We drove home Sunday, and I think we got up to 80 at one point. But it was a slow drive home, and then I hear this band from Kenora came in. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it was pretty
it's
wild.
Amazing.
Yeah. We were like, kudos to you guys. You guys are awesome for coming all the way here.
And he said they were driving right after they got off. They were
going
to
back.
try, so they're crazy.
Yeah, what a crazy day. Like just going there, trying to get home and but staying for the amazing music, and it was fantastic. What a good day. So good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you know, I said at the start there, MLMA winners. And you know, we talk about community and that was a big thing. Oh, there's Sid chimed in. Good. You know, I went to the award show this year. I've never been, but I went this year. I was working with a different podcast. I was working with one called The Boneyard, and I actually interviewed a lot of the bands that were there that night. So I thought, you know, it's nice to go and see these people, actually meet some of these people in you know, in real time. So but I was standing there watching the award for the cover band. So you guys win, and you look so happy to get the award. And I thought, you know what? It is such a cool thing that you know, talking to a bunch of people in the music community, and then I went there, and I thought, you know, I'm going to know a bunch of people. I'm going to know everyone here. So I've seen these people around, and yada yada yada. And I went there, and it was a whole other crowd that I've never seen before, and it blew my mind. Besides, you know, a couple of people that I had on the old podcast, but what a community event that is as well.
Yeah, and right, you know, even you know, when the night started out with the School of Rock kids, right? That when they were playing, wow, was that good? And the thing about the music community is we're all fans, right? Like we all love music. So when we see them come out there, and what a way to start the night, right? And then every artist after that was amazing, right? Mm-hmm. You're so happy when you see everybody going up on stage, and like you said, everyone's genuinely happy. That was an awesome night. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. So,
I remember it was actually quite funny. So when I found out that we were nominated, and I was like, for lack of a better word, I was like, what the hell? I'm like, seriously? That's amazing. Yeah. So I said to the guys, I was like, hey, just so you guys know, we've been nominated for like a few awards. And they were like, oh, that's kind of cool. And they're like, well, should we go? And I was like, honestly, I don't know if we fit in. And I was actually really nervous to go. And so we showed up, and I remember being there with my boyfriend and all the guys, obviously, and we're standing there, and I was nominated for a few awards, and those awards are passing me by, and I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, hey, I think it's time to go. Like, I think I'm done. Let's go. Let's get out. And then Les, my boyfriend, was like, okay, no, they're going to do the cover band. He's like, you guys got this. And I'm like, okay. And so then we see our name on the screen, and then they were like, Suburban Funk Machine. And then I literally stood there, and I was like what do I do? So I remember we walked up on stage, and I know Ryan had looked at me, and he was like, you're going to say something, right? And I'm like, I don't know what to say.
Better you than me.
And I think at one point I actually knocked the mic over in my speech, and I felt so bad, but I was just like so grateful that something that we've been working towards for so long, is like kind of paying off, and people are seeing us. And like, I'll go to the grocery store. Like, I had some lady come up to me last week and she was like, "Hey, I saw your band play at the Marion." And I was like, "Oh shit. Okay." Like, that's amazing. You know, I'm a very, I know I speak for myself. I don't know if I speak for myself, but I'm a very humble person. I don't speak for yourself. I don't know. Are you a humble person? I'm not sure. Know yourself? I don't know if I know myself.
She's speaking for herself.
I'm speaking for myself. I'm a very humble person. When people tell me that I'm a good singer, a lot of the times I don't know what to say. I'm just like, "Thank you," and then that's about it. But these guys really, you know, they're super supportive of me, and often tell me. I know Ryan has said so many times how I've improved since we've been as a band together, and that just means the world to me because I get to share the stage with these guys, and that makes me really happy. So to be cover band of the year and to ride this out for a full year, that's amazing. It's so cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure you'll be nominated next year.
Round two, two-time
Round
winner.
2. Exactly. Which brings me to my next question here. You know, you were obviously nominated. Who are let's plug a couple bands here, a couple of cover bands. Who are some other bands around the city that that when you aren't playing, you enjoy going to see?
Oh, good question. I actually recently went to go see Crush. They're also a really, really good rock and roll cover band. And obviously, I also really enjoy. I saw Pure Entry a little while ago.
Oh yeah.
Who else have I seen?
If I may interrupt you for a second, where did you see Pure Entry?
Oh God, honestly, I was kind of drunk, so I don't really remember.
They're playing 2 shows with us coming up.
Are they really?
Yeah, at the Tap House, right?
We are playing Bulldog with them on the 18th of January, and then you said Tap House, and it is Tap House, but I haven't really announced that show. But that's funny. But they will be playing an EP release party with us on February 22nd. So sweet. I love those guys. Yeah, and then Alex, their drummer, is filling in for us. We're playing the Tap House on January 25th as well, and he will be filling in for us. Oh, I don't know if I was supposed to say that. But anyway, Alex has filled in for us. Pure Entry, those are our guys. I love those guys. So
yeah, I don't know, who else do I like to see? I just recently saw, like, at the Christmas Mission, I was watching River City Blonde, which is like a duo, and they do those open mics at Shannon's, and they asked me if I wanted to host one, so I'm in talks with them for that. And then Stephanie Westall Band, just heard those 2 play for the first time, so they're also really good. I can't remember who else I've seen. Oh, obviously Holly Davidson Band. Duh. Yeah. I've seen them so many times. Shout out to Ronnie Ladderbrook, actually, because I know you've had him on your podcast before, haven't you?
He is coming on January 5th.
Sweet.
Oh, he is, yeah.
I met Ronnie for the first time when I performed at Rock in the Fields in Minnedosa. And I have videos on Snapchat of him just like shredding on guitar.
And behind the head.
Yeah. And like, I never met him before that. That was not last year, but the year before. And I remember going up to him after me, like, "You're amazing." And then I saw he was playing with Holly Davidson. Not anymore. He's taking a little bit of a break. But yeah, shout out to Ronnie because he's incredible. He's an amazing guitarist.
Isn't he just like the nicest, most humble person? I'm so happy for that person. Like,
I know.
Like, he's had such a great year, and you know, he got married. He's got his little girl there, and he's just so positive and everything, and I absolutely love it. And if he thinks for 1 second he's coming on this show and not pulling his guitar out,
right? Seriously. We will happily endorse that because that is amazing. Yeah.
There's some in Stacey James Band, like the Stacey James Band. Stacey, she's an incredible artist. Now she does like so much original stuff, but she's so creative, and she just got a beautiful mind and soul too. So she's. I like if I get a chance, I make sure I go see her. They were playing at Recovery Day, and just did an unreal job there.
That's awesome.
So there's time, but we could go on forever, right?
Oh, like, for sure, right?
Everybody at the award show, right, was amazing, and I'd go see
absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, we kind of touched on a couple of venues. You know, let's maybe talk about some of the venues. There's a new one in town that I've been hearing about, and I've heard nothing but good things about Bell's. Am I correct in that?
Yes, absolutely. It's great.
Yeah, it's. I see these posts. I see the food. I see the walk up service and the music playing there, and it's such a cool idea.
Yeah, I played there a solo acoustic set on December 1st. I played there, and that was my first time. It was amazing. The food was so good, and everyone just seems to like love the vibe. Like it's good food, good music, amazing stage, and yeah, I absolutely love it. I'm excited to see. I know they were originally, the plan was to do like live music. Like they're still doing it like 7 days a week, but they can't stay open as long on Monday, Tuesdays. So they had to shorten their hours, I think, just to afternoon or something. But yeah, really amazing, like what they're doing, and you should check it out. It's awesome. It's really good.
Looks great. What are some other? What's your favorite venue in the city to play? And we'll just hope the other venues aren't watching. Put you on the spot.
Okay,
let's all pick a different one. Yeah. I know we all are unanimously in love with the King's Head. We love performing there. The Toad as well. We love playing at the Toad. It's always a blast there. Ryan says Rec Room too. That one's a really good one too. I know Jamie.
We get to go home early.
Yeah. Jamie loves Rec Room because we get to go home early.
Joel, I'm 50 years old. I can't be playing until 3 a.m. all the time.
You can't, because we're on the same side of the stage, right? So he's got to listen to all my mistakes. And I look over at him, and he just
so many.
Yeah, so many. And you can appreciate this too, right? When you're on stage and you're like, you got to ask somebody.
Yeah. Have you ever taken a bass headstock to the head?
I have.
Yeah. 3-4 times an evening, actually.
I apologize. Yeah,
Do you see what I have to put up with? Do you see what I have to put up with?
I just ping pong off the two of these people.
Okay, so getting serious. Yes, the Rec Room is another place.
Yeah. I've heard the Rec Room is one of the nicest places to play.
It is. It's very spacious. It's huge, and I really like the fact, I'm a voice teacher and piano teacher, and I've had a lot of students able to come and see us play because it's at the Rec Room. They're able to go, and then a lot of like families will come. Like my parents can come, So that's a really great venue. But yeah, the stage is amazing. It's a really, really good place to play. All the sound guys are awesome. Yeah, just fantastic. I love it there.
And they got good mac and cheese. They got like mac and cheese. Oh yeah, it's so good.
That is a factor in where you play,
Absolutely.
If they have mac and cheese,
that's why I'm really interested.
That's my new thing. I'm into mac and cheese.
Bell's is so good because Bell's has like pulled pork. They've got brisket. They also have a good mac and cheese at Bell's. So
do they really?
They do. Yes, gotta go. I don't know what other venues we played a lot of places. Like I know we just did a wedding this past summer, and it was out in the country, and that I really enjoy playing private venues, and I think we're gonna try and focus on a lot of that in the coming months and years. Just it's a lot of fun. I mean, I love playing at local Winnipeg venues, but there's something about like someone booking you for a private event and you really get to share that moment with them, especially at a wedding. That was amazing time. We played at Minnedosa, was it?
Yeah, Rock in the Fields.
We played at Rock in the Fields.
Oh,
cool. That's always fun.
What?
Whirlwind though. That's a whirlwind.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. But it's always great. Yeah. Where else do you guys like to play?
You name it, anywhere.
Anywhere that has a stage. Give us a stage. We're there, and a crowd.
There you go, eh?
And even if they don't give me a microphone,
it's okay.
Yeah, we went through all of that, and yeah.
Speaking of stages, have you ever been to Side Stage before?
I have not. I have not.
Just thinking of venues, it's so cool there. I love it.
Yeah, I've been my shout out to my duo partner Clinton Giesbrecht. He's amazing as well, a local Winnipeg acoustic guitarist. He recently went there for a release party for I think Lucas Roger, maybe. I can't remember the name, but anyway, yeah, he was telling me that that's a really cool venue. I haven't been there yet, but I'm hoping to go there and check some stuff out. because I hear good things as well.
Yeah, it's good. Sound is good. Everything's green room's cool. I'm not really a green room guy. I prefer to hang out with people. But yeah, everything's pretty cool there. So
Yeah.
And here's the greatest pass from one to another on the show. But speaking of side stage, Deidre, I'm going to send this one directly at you and talk about center stage.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Thank you very much.
I actually listened to it again before I came down to the room here. Listen to it again. So, Ed Sheeran, obviously he's someone that I guess you respected, maybe inspired by, maybe you could say.
Yeah, for sure.
So why don't you?
He is. I saw Ed Sheeran in 2000. Oh God. It was actually the first date that my boyfriend and I actually went on. We went to Ed Sheeran. I had tickets, and I was like, "Let's go!" Shout out to Les. I know he's probably watching. Nice. So hi, Les. So yeah, we went to go.
Pay for the tickets?
No, I think I did.
Les.
But that's okay. I know. Shame
Not
on
good,
him.
Les.
But yeah, I've always loved Ed Sheeran. He is one of the reasons why I love playing acoustic guitar and performing. He does something so cool in the sense that when he writes, his lyrics are just, they're very personal. They talk about things that have happened. I mean, a lot of artists are like that, but for Ed Sheeran, for me, it's just something very different. So when I wrote Center Stage, I wanted to kind of emulate that and also just really bring my own personal experiences to life through music. So I was super pumped. I wrote that song Les can vouch for me on this. I wrote that song in 4 hours. And it was based on 3 separate experiences that I had over the past couple years. And before it came out, actually, I had to actually talk to a few of the people that I wrote the song about. And I said, hey, guess what? Just so you know, I'm releasing this song and I'm just letting you know that I know we're good now, but it's going to be on the internet forever. So just so you know. But yeah, I saw the other day that it has over 2.5 thousand views on YouTube. So I was just
going to say it's got a lot of views there now.
Yeah, I was very happy to see that. And I know on Facebook, it's got over 3,500 plays as well. So that was really cool. So yeah. And then we perform one of my other songs live as well. Mr. Know-It-All is another one that I wrote with Les, my boyfriend. And we perform that on the regular as well. And that's on Spotify. If you guys want to go check it out, you can go do that. Both songs are on Spotify.
And it's just under your name?
Just under my name, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We'll give that
I'm trying to get music out there. I have the issue of writing a ton of songs and kind of leaving them and then trying something different and then always going back and being like, okay, maybe I should do something with this song. And then eventually I just do, and then it works out. So I've got about like 30 songs in the bank that I'm working towards putting out there at some point. So, but I'm a big perfectionist. So yeah, it's hard. So yeah, thank you for listening. That's so awesome.
Yeah, no, it's good. It of course within Winnipeg too, it gets a lot of promotion too, right? A lot of people sharing it, and I've never met him before, but Trav, he must have filmed it.
Yes, yeah. Trav did a few of our Suburban Funk Machine music videos as well. You can find those on YouTube, and he did Center Stage for me as well. So him and Chris Pollard.
Shout out to them. They're
they are people. Both Chris and Trav are like two of our biggest supporters, and they are just amazing people. So we love them.
Beautiful people.
They're amazing.
Excellent. I had last week I had fan night where I just had fans on the show.
Yeah.
And it was super cool, and I thought after I should have reached out to them. It might have been kind of cool to get them on because I know they're well known out there, and probably would have been a good opportunity. But I'm doing fan night too in the new year, so maybe I'll counter on that one. So
for sure.
Here's the big burning question. I always ask a random question at the end of the shows. The question for Suburban Funk Machine: what is the ultimate cover song to play?
Oh my god.
That changes all the time because it depends, but
yeah, it changes. Oh gosh, I gotta think.
And it depends what kind of genre you're talking about, right? Right. So
man. I don't know.
For me, I think it's like mashups for me. I like doing something unique.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't like so much doing the exact song, but
yeah, we do a lot of different mashups of songs. Like we've mashed a bunch of stuff up together. Like we do a mashup of Edge of 17 and Bootylicious by Destiny's Child and Stevie Nicks. And then we do Staying Alive by Bee Gees mixed with Hollaback Girl by Gwen Stefani.
But the latest one is pretty cool. That one's fun. That's the Billie Jean.
Oh yeah, we did this at the Marian Mission. We did a mashup of Billie Jean, Living on a Prayer, and Seven Nation Army. That's a mashup that we do as well.
It's actually funny. So when we started, right? Totally, right? And when we started doing that one, it was kind of fun because we're all excited about it. We'll put this with this and this with that, and we had everything all mixed up, and we were playing it. Where was the first time we played it? We had a big crowd.
King's Head.
So the crowd is like, "Oh yeah, okay." They started with Billie Jean. They're like,
they start singing.
Yeah, we start singing, and we change it right away. And then we change, and we're like, "Oh, this musicians. We're gonna mix it up, and they're not gonna know what hit them." And meanwhile, you could see in their face, thid be like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then they finally catch up, and they'd be like.
Yeah.
So this is actually really hilarious. When we performed it for the first time at the King's Head, probably like 3 months ago. And we were originally, the way we organized it is we were playing Billie Jean, but Jamie was also playing the Living on the Prayer riff, like underneath it. And then we would switch it up. And so then, so instead of having Billie Jean verse and chorus, it was Billie Jean verse and then Living on a Prayer chorus, and then it would swap. So when we get to the second time and we're not going into Living on a Prayer, the whole audience starts belting out Living on a Prayer, and we're just like, do we just go with it?
Yeah.
No.
Hold on, I'll tell you when.
Yeah. So then we had to kind of switch it up a little bit. We changed it.
We had to put it sort of in segments, right? Still a mashup, but it was kind of funny. We were all looking at each other going,
what the hell?
What just happened? Yeah.
I think my favorite cover song to perform that we do right now is I'm So Excited by the Pointer Sisters.
That's pretty fun.
That is one of my favorite songs right now, mostly because of Ryan, because him and I just go at it and we're just giving her. And
Ryan always gives her.
It's true.
We always give her. But
what's your favorite cover song?
You know, it depends. That and what we're doing with Disco Inferno was kind of cool, but depends what genre. Like we were doing that Pretty Reckless song for a while, like what's that one called?
Death by Rock and Roll.
Death by Rock and Roll. That was fun.
Cool.
Who plays that, right? And then she does it amazing. Yeah. And so we tailor to whatever venue we're at is what we're gonna play, right? So like sometimes it's nice playing those heavier songs, right? And we enjoy that, but you got to play to the room. So
we actually had, we did at this wedding that we did in the summer. Shout out to Pat and Sarah; they were amazing. Congratulations on their wedding. But we played. Some of us actually played Jesse's Girl for the first time. I've gone my whole life without singing that song in a band.
I thought I was done.
Oh my God!
It came back.
Yeah.
So
I thought of it just made my collar go up.
Yeah.
Like I hate that song. Jeez.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the one. Mine is 8675309.
Oh yeah.
I can't do it. I can't do it anymore.
And then I know there's that's a good one actually. That's Tommy?
Right.
Tommy Two-Tone.
Two-Tone, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite one, Joel?
Yeah. What's yours?
My favorite cover song?
Yeah. To play.
Oh my God.
See, now we're the host.
Hey, I'm the host.
You know what? But I'll just come back.
So with the band I'm with now, it's an originals band, but we do 2 covers in our set. We've been doing, actually, funny enough, we have been doing Seven Nation Army because we have a really heavy bass song and it ends kind of like a bass solo and then it goes right into it. that one's a lot of fun. And then we changed up a bit, so there's a bit more guitar in it. There's like there's a couple of hits in it, but that's fun. And then we do Dear Mr. Fantasy because we wrote a song and we realized after that it kind of sounds like Dear Mr. Fantasy, like same chord structure. So cool. We take that into that song. However, we are changing the covers up, and I think we're gonna try When You Were Young from the Killers. And I love that song. So I'm pretty excited for that. So but these guys keep writing songs, so I don't know if we're gonna have enough covers in the set. Stop writing songs. But yeah, there's been some good just kind of going through the years. I remember when I was young going to Brandon, hanging out at Houston's, and there was a band there called Cartoon Criminals, and I always thought, oh, they're so good at Bon Jovi. Well, the singer turned out to be Daryl Clayton, who's Bed of Roses, if you know them.
Oh, wow.
But that was a band I'm 22 years ago, 23 years ago. Yeah. But I remember his band Cartoon Criminals, and they played in Portage at the Cat and the Fiddle or whatever bar it was. But then he turned into Bed of Roses, and there's always been so many good covers that you hear. And that's one thing that really stands out with a cover band for me is when you go and hear a song that maybe not everyone's doing, but you get the one band that turns into their almost like their signature song that they would do as a cover. And when someone does one really good and really makes it their own, that I can't really name a song right now, but I think a big memory of mine actually was a Killer song. All the Things That I've Done. I saw a band, and I couldn't tell you who it was, but they played at the King's Head, and I'm dating myself again. It was quite a while ago. First time I ever went to King's Head, and there was people dancing on the table.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, they have got this crowd right now. And it was just such a cool thing to see. So yeah, I would say going to see a cover band when they do play a song that really captivates you in that sense where, whether you want to jump up on a table or not, that's that would always be my favorite song of the night is when a band just kind of takes one and just makes it their own and they're the band that's doing that song, right?
And that's what just happens organically too. Like Deidre, will bring a song to us and we'll be like, are we going to play that? And then you turn it into what it is, right? Like even some of the Rodriguez songs, right? Like
Olivia Rodrigo,
right? Like we next thing you know, you turn it into yours, and the energy just comes up. The crowd grasps it, right? And
I think one of my favorite things is we do Uptown Funk pretty religiously at all of our shows, and I every once in a while, I'm a really I don't know if I'm necessarily proud of this in my life, but I'm a very good improviser, on the spot kind of thing. And one show, I don't remember when this was. It's probably a couple of years ago now. I all of a sudden started. I asked this girl on stage when her birthday was, and she was like, "Oh, it's today!" And I was like, "That's amazing!" And so then I started rapping that "Go Shorty, it's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your birthday." So now that's become like a staple at our shows. That if there's a birthday, I'm like, "Hey, what's your name?" And then the energy is just wild. Like in our Uptown Funk video, you can find on YouTube. We pulled one of the girls on stage, and it's in the video, and it is hysterical. I recommend you go watch it. It's really
good. That's all just spur of the moment stuff too. It happens all the time. I guess not spur of the moment anymore. But
Yeah. And then when there's nobody that has a birthday, then I just call these guys out by their names and we just go with it. We just
there you go.
Yeah. So
awesome. Well, it's been a great chat. I'm gonna leave you with two things here. When is the next show?
Oh, good question. Hang on. January 4th, I believe. Let me double check. Yes, January 4th at the Toad in Osborne Village.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I live in Osborne, so I love Osborne because I got the Tap House, the Toad, Park Theater, Side Stage, Park Alleys. It's amazing.
They're all great. Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's our next show, so we'll be gearing up for that. We were gonna play New Year's, but I'm in Mexico this year, so we're taking a bit of a break right now.
There's some good New Year's shows coming up. There's one at Riverside's got one with Northern Royals, who are they've had my heart for years. Them and a band called Sunbreather, kind of a funk band. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they are fantastic.
I've heard of Sunbreather. Yes,
you should definitely give that EP of theirs a rip. They're great, but it's got a great lineup. So that may be my New Year plan. I kind of hope it is because I don't have plans and I feel like being in bed at midnight. So, yeah. So great chat with you. I'm glad we got to do this. This is the third last show. And what I was going to say last is there's a show on the 22nd that I have with Ash and the Arsonist. It's my year-end show. This is the first year. So I wanted to end it with a big bang. So I got Ash and the Arsonist on, but I'm also doing a giveaway that night. I have a lot of local bands that donated gear. And so the week leading up, I don't think anyone knows this part yet, but the week leading up, there's going to be a secret word given out. And it's going to be a random post with a secret word. And if you chime in on the chat with a secret word, I will personally deliver a randomly picked local band merch to that person.
Ooh, very cool.
It's going to be kind of cool. So, yeah, I got a lot of merch coming through, and I got a bag full of stuff myself that I'm just going to give away. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so it should be fun. So, yeah, but great chat with you. Looking forward to hearing more. Your monsters on social media, they're always posting something, so love seeing it. And obviously keep up the good work. And yeah, great talk.
Thanks for having us. It was nice to chat with you.
You're welcome. Hope to see you soon. Maybe January 4th. It should be a cold walk down the street. So
that's right. We'll be there. We'll be there.
All right. Sounds good. You have a good night, and we'll catch you next time. Okay.
Okay. Bye.